And in Maryland, we are finally married again.
Finally.
And the cool thing about Maryland, it's the first state in the United States where the people of Maryland passed marriage equality.
By a popular vote.
Yeah. Not that long ago, back in January, they passed it with like 54% of the vote and got marriage equality. And since we're in Maryland, we're legal.
It's about time we had to drive all the way across the country.
Bye. Hey YouTube, so we are actually in Pennsylvania at the Flight 93 Memorial, and we came here because it's in a very important spot for our family, because one of my heroes is a man by the name of Mark Bingham, who was an LGBT person who was actually a rugby player and who actually died on Flight 93. And what I remember most about Flight 93 and 9/11 was he was one of those LGBT heroes that was kind of brought up into the media's attention as a gay man who actually helped fight the terrorists on Flight 93. So since that day, I've come to know a lot about Mark. I've actually had the opportunity to meet his mother and his best friend Todd Sarner, and it was really important that if we were here in Pennsylvania that we took the time to stop at this memorial and to pay our respects. So it's a pretty amazing memorial. It actually is, when the plane came down, it actually hit over here and it finished landing far out in the field over there, and they placed a rock where it actually stopped. And it's 36 people lost their lives here fighting for the rest of us. And sometimes we get called heroes, and we kind of always shake our head and say we're not heroes, because heroes give something. You know, they give something of themselves that you can't take back. And Mark Bingham basically gave his life. Mark Bingham actually has a film out right now. It's called The Rugby Player, and it's an amazing documentary that me and Brian actually got an opportunity to see about 1.5 years ago.
On opening night. Yeah.
On opening night in the Castro. But it's actually making its rounds now. It's at film festivals all over the country, and we're going to go ahead and put the trailer down below. So take a minute, watch it, find out who Mark Bingham was, and we'll see you next time.
Surely there's definitely way more than this.
I love that fox! Hey YouTube, we're at Harrisburg Pride, and we're making lots of good friends. These are all people who follow us on YouTube, and we're really excited to get to know all of them. If you live in the Pennsylvania area and you're not here, you suck. But we'll see you in Philadelphia. Until next time, bye. Hey YouTube, we're actually here in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. We're inside the state building, and it's pretty amazing. From the outside, we were kind of like, it's okay. San Francisco's a little nicer because it's got the bigger dome. But once you get inside this building, it's really amazing, and Brian's going to show it to you.
I have to say, it's definitely bigger on the inside than San Francisco is.
Very
Yeah. Come over here to the galleries. I wonder if that people get married up there on those balconies. The grand staircase. Hello everyone, we're here inside the House of Representatives in the state capital of Pennsylvania. This is right where Brian Sims would be working right here. If Jake can pan down, usually the freshman senators sit right in the center. Okay, that's good.
And again, feel free to take photographs here in the House. And on a day like today, it almost feels like a museum in here, but come a busy session day in spring. The House is full of people, the Senate, there's courts in session, hundreds of people here, rallies, protests, etc., press conferences. So, again, very different feel to it when the Capitol is filled with people, but again, today it almost feels like a museum. Now, this is the other half of the legislative branch, the House of Representatives, the largest room in the building.
Hey YouTube, we're here in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania at the site of the famous Battle of Gettysburg. And if you can see behind me, we've got the statue to the commander of the Union forces, Gordon Meade. And we're going to be driving around on an auto tour to see some of the famous sites of the Battle of Gettysburg.
Okay YouTube, so this is the famous Gettysburg. It's actually a town here in Pennsylvania, and all of this area became a battlefield where almost 7,000 men, Confederate and Union, lost their lives in like a 3-day period. It was the bloodiest American war on American soil, and the most people died in this one battle than any other battle. And it's pretty historical. We watched a really neat film on it, which I was really enjoyed. Yep. Anything that stood out to you?
Well, I'm really aware of how much death that there was, you know. Yeah. People really look at it with a sense of patriotism and, you know, almost historical interest, but everywhere you stand on this ground is somebody's grave, and it's hard not to be here without thinking of that.
I agree.
Bye, YouTube.
Hey YouTube, so we're actually here at the National Memorial for the soldiers who died during Gettysburg battle, and the statue behind me is called the Soldiers Memorial, and it not only is a dedication to the soldiers who died at Gettysburg, but the whole Civil War, but all wars, and that actually is where Abraham Lincoln stood, was at that spot when he gave his famous Gettysburg Address. It's a really amazing place to visit, and if you ever get a chance to come to Pennsylvania, this should definitely be on your list of stops. Until next time, we'll see you soon. Hey YouTube, I don't know if you can see, but this is where the main valley was where the battle at Gettysburg happened. And the Union Army was actually up on this hillside where I am standing now. And all down below us was the Confederate Army. And they basically thought they could outnumber the Union, and they tried to seize this hill. And that's why the Union Army was able to basically win the battle, because of the strategic high ground. And as you can see, there's a memorial up here. And over here, there's a famous statue of the general, basically looking out on the valley below, which is pretty cool. And then over here is our friend Sam, who's been hanging out with us. He's kind of a stalker. And Hot Daddy Brian. Hey, Hot Daddy Brian, how you doing?
I'm hot. Let's go.
So what are you thinking of this monument? What's your overall impressions of Gettysburg?
Well, I mean, it definitely seems like I don't know.
Okay, well, you're confused?
Yes, it's all one giant moment in history, and you get to see it from both sides. And yeah. I guess what I like about it is that it really does honor both sides of the war, and they don't treat anybody disrespectfully. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah. And Sam, when Daddy Brian was being lazy and when I got out of the car, what did we learn about what president retired here?
We learned that President Eisenhower bought a farm out here and retired up here in Gettysburg. Cool?
Yeah,
very cool.
And we read about his Secret Service detail. Mm-hmm. They all had to have beards and work in our underwear. Was that something?
That's exactly what it is.
That's pretty awesome. Did you know this, Daddy Brian?
Did not know that. No.
Makes me want to be president. Okay. Until next time.